What's up, everybody? It's Carbo again. I just wanted to speak about this situation that I had today. There's this one thing that I heard from Manly Hall a long time ago that really stuck with me, and he said, "An honest man can never be cheated," and that's an old proverb, an old saying that goes way back, but basically it's that most people who get ripped off in life do it because they're expecting to get some result that's more than what it's worth. They expect to buy and resell something. Let's say you buy something and you find it's go to a garage sale and you find an antique. I'll think of a few examples off the top of my head. You find an antique, you look at it and you know the thing's worth probably $500. They got it on sale for $1. You buy it without telling the person, and then you go turn around to resell it and find out that it's a reproduction and it's only worth 50 cents. You feel, darn, I got cheated, but you really cheated yourself because you were not honest. Maybe the person knew it was a reproduction. Another example is you make an investment in a stock, and this is a big one. You lose your ass on a stock investment. And while you may have made profits in the past and made millions of dollars on many stocks, you lose out on one and you lose everything. And you blame the system. You claim that, you've had bad luck. And I've heard people griping, saying, "Oh, well, I lost everything in the stock market. All I have left is this house." It's like, but what did you make? And what did you really do to earn that? You were trying to gain more than you were worth through investments that we all understand are corrupt. And it's my anniversary tomorrow, and my wife and I, we are big fans of Modest Mouse, and the band Modest Mouse, for those who don't know. Before they were popular back in the 90s, we got together in 98, and we used to go to shows, and I'd buy records at the shows, and I'm just glad I bought them now because they're worth like hundreds of dollars. It's crazy because there weren't that many made, and they weren't that popular. And we go see them at the Crystal Ballroom. It's a local place. Small, intimate. So now that they're popular, they decided to come back and play the Crystal, of course, again with only one show, and it sold out within hours. So people are online selling tickets for $150, $200 and shit. Here's the thing: my wife and I didn't get tickets, but my son's girlfriend gave my wife one as a gift. So now she has a ticket, but I don't, and it's on our anniversary, and we don't know what to do. And I'm not paying $150 for a $35 ticket. So I put an ad on Craigslist saying "ticket wanted," and explained my situation. Got a response within an hour, and the guy said, "I have a ticket, I'll sell you for $150, which is about the going price for the tickets. And I said, "No, thank you." I said, "I appreciate it, but I don't believe in paying scalping prices." And I said, "I know that's the going rate, but I just can't do it." I said, "I know that's the going rate, but it doesn't mean it's right." And I said, "Thanks anyway," and that was it. About an hour later, I get another email from the same guy. He says, "How about 75? Would you pay 75? Instantly, a person might think, "All right, a good deal." Or a person could think, reasonably, why would a person cut it directly in half? And this is how I learned that things aren't always as great as they seem. Before I could even respond, he got another email that said, I'll sell it to you for 60 if you can pay now. Now, let me give you a little background on this concert. It's a ticketless entry system, meaning you have to be there at the door to claim the tickets. So it's making a major issue for people who are trying to sell their tickets. You have to hope a person's going to be there to pay for the ticket at the door. And the guy put on his first response, he said, "I can't make it up to the show." And so I asked him, I said, "Well, I was suspicious, but I was reasonable. I didn't say you're trying to rip me off." I said, "That would be great if you have a hard ticket in hand," which you could only buy at McMiniman's, the restaurant, and very few people had them. I said, "I would like to go, but I said, how would I meet you at the door, and how would I do that with the ticketless entry system?" And he said, "You can just show them your ID." So I said, "Thanks anyway. I'm going to go down there and take my chances at the door." And that's the kind of thing right there where I could have easily just said, "Here's $60, I'm going to hope for it," and I probably would have got ripped off. Maybe not. But by not setting ourselves up for this, situations like that, we start to look at what we're really going to get out of something. I tend to I feel sometimes like I'm attacking certain ideas in my videos, like I'm almost like tearing at the good things, that we all embrace. But I feel like I'm kind of the devil's advocate in that way. I want to push the envelope on certain things that we take for granted. That's why I talk about things like death, and uh, whether or not karma is real, and on issues like this, what I'm kind of saying is that we're all selfish and we all expect to get something for nothing. And by admitting that to ourselves, I'm not saying that each and every one of us is like that still, but we were like that at one time or another. This is something I've really been observing through my children. As kids are naturally selfish, and it may be genetic, it may be environmental, but the fact is most kids will share and will give things and will share their ice cream cone, especially until they're up till about 2 years old. But once they get to a certain point, 2-3 years old, it instantly becomes mine, mine, mine. No kid gets away from the mine stage, and eventually we're broken of that by learning to share. And then suddenly people want mine, mine, mine again, but they want to do it through other means as we get older. So it is something that we break. It is something that we're born with, and it's hard to escape from. So we're all selfish at one point in our lives, and then hopefully we break away from it and learn to be reasonable in our search for... Damn it. I did a video last week from my backyard, and there was a dead squirrel out there for those who watched my video, and now it's in the garbage can that's right in front of me here. Camera's sitting on it, and it really stinks. It's very distracting. Now the wind's blowing the other way. Okay, so anyway, oh shit, interesting. If we try to escape from who we are as humans, our selfish natures, which is, I think, a part of our core personality, then we kind of miss a lot of the interesting things that we do. I like to step outside myself and see what I'm doing. It's especially interesting to look at the camera when I have the screen out, so I can see what I'm doing and what I'm, see my own gestures, and it makes for an interesting reality check, and that's kind of a metaphor for seeing myself from the outside. Sometimes I like to observe my spirit acting within this body and see what are my real motives, what am I really trying to get. When I'm going to even a job and asking for a certain wage, is that wage really something that I should earn? Is that really what I'm worth? I'll be honest, I tend to overmarket myself when it comes to working. I don't have that much experience with certain things, but let's say I put an ad on Craigslist for a supervisor position, that I want a supervisor position because I can't do carpentry anymore. And I want benefits. I want a company truck. I want to be able to do minimum work so I don't hurt my back because of my back pain. And I'm putting myself out there as an experienced supervisor, and I'm not. But I'm over marketing myself, and that in a way is kind of selfish. That's lying, but it's a certain justified level. I need to make a certain amount of money, and I can't do it working the way I used to. So that's one of those funny little justifications. And the same thing happens with people, like with investments, like in stocks and bonds. A very simple example of stocks and bonds would be, I had some friends that used to play a lot of video poker, and they'd hit a royal flush and win $600 and just be all excited about it, but then they'd lose and they wouldn't think much of it. With stocks, you think about it, because it's an addiction. They're addicted to the win, to that win. And we're also addicted to the win with, say, stocks, but it's the opposite. You remember the wins, but you just, or you remember the negatives. You're like, damn it, dwelling on your losses. It goes both ways. It goes many ways, many directions, many different people. And I think life is fascinating. I think our personalities are just all this multifaceted jewel that we call humanity. I love that. I love that metaphor because it's just so true. And the one thing you have to remember about a faceted jewel, if we're a multi-sided jewel and each one of us a facet, Each one of us is looking out. Each one of us is looking outwards and unable to see the whole. And that's why it's the perfect metaphor. Because we don't know what's going on in the full picture, but we can see out from our own little world. And the cat's about to jump. Oh, I missed it. Good jump, kitty. Anyway, we're all part of our little worlds, and we're all part of our own little minds, and when we start to look at ourselves from the outside, we can see when we desire something that we maybe don't deserve, or something that maybe we don't necessarily, haven't earned, I guess. And I try to be honest with myself, but, everybody wants to get theirs. It's hard to get away from it. Peace out. Namaste.